Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Mori here, and today we are going to see one interesting trap in the d4 opening. This is called the Lasker trap, and this trap is named after Emanuel Lasker, who played this trap against a player. And Emanuel Lasker was a German chess player who was world champion for 27 years from 1894 to 1921. The longest reign of any officially recognized world chess champion in history. So let's start and know about this trap. The game starts with d4, d5, c4. This is called the Queen's Gambit. Here white is offering a pawn on c4 to get more center control. If black accepts the pawn, it becomes Queen's Gambit accepted. If he plays e6, it is Queen's Gambit declined. But in this game, instead of accepting or declining the gambit, black after c4 plays e5, and this one is called the Albin counter gambit. Here black is also offering a pawn for white, and in turn black gets attack in the center. Now white takes the pawn. This is normal d4, and now white should play knight f3 here, which is a better move. Knight c6 supporting the pawn, g3 opening the line for bishop, and later he can go for castling. Knight ge7, bishop g2, knight g6 and bishop g5, and white has an excellent position here. Now if white goes for e3 move, which is a normal looking move, the idea is to attack on this d4 pawn. This normal looking move will lead to a trap here. Now bishop b4 is the move. And actually on e3, white expected black to play pawn into e3, and this follows up with queen into d8. Black will lose the castling, and after king into d8, white plays bishop into e3, and here not only white is a pawn up, but is ahead in development. But black plays bishop b4, which is a attacking move, and now white cannot defend it with knight. So he has to go ahead with the bishop d2 move, and now d into e3. And now if white plays the pawn into e3, then black can go ahead with queen h4, g3, queen e4, attacking the rook. But white can save it now with knight f3, and after queen into e3, you can see black has got back his pawn. Because of the pin, he cannot capture the queen. White can go ahead with queen e2, bishop into d2, knight b into d2, queen into d2, e2, and bishop into e2. Here white escapes from the trap and is also better in piece placement. So white has a better control in the center and developed pieces. So this endgame is good for white here. But in this fifth move, after d into e3, if black accepts this bishop on b4, then he is going to fall into the Lasker trap. And the start of the trap is after e into f2. And here you can see white cannot play king into f2 because black will win the queen straightforward, queen into d1. So this is losing for white. After king e2, black has a skewer over here which will win the queen, but he cannot play it directly. If black goes for bishop g4, then white simply replies knight f3, and even after queen into d1, it is not winning for black. Black is in loss because white is already having one bishop extra here. So this will be winning position for white. So here in this position, after king e2, black has to plan something before doing this skewer, and this he can do by eliminating this knight. Let us say he plays f into g1 queen. This normal move will be loss for black. After queen into d8, king into d8, rook into g1, bishop g4, king e3, and now this is a good position for white. Positionally, white is better because he has got a slight development. Bishop is active, king is in the center in the end game. So this position is good for white. If on the move f into g1 is equal to queen, black takes the queen with rook into g1, then this is a blunder because black will win outright with the bishop g4, where he will be winning the queen on d1. Now on king e2, the best move for black will be an under promotion, and this under promotion occurs very rarely and this move is the only winning move here. Black must take the pawn into knight and promote it to a knight. This move wins for him. And here on this knight there is a check. Because of the check, black gets a winning position. And now if rook into g1, then bishop g4 wins the queen, and this is winning position for black because this is a skewer. And on king e1, black can go ahead with a very good attack with queen h4, and after king d2, black plays knight c6, and you can see he is already threatening to win the bishop. And there is also a very good attack in the center with queen d4 moves, or on rook into g1, black can simply take this knight into b4, and he got back his lost piece, and he is having very interesting attack with bishop f5 and castling. Long castling gives a very good position for black. It is almost winning. Well, one example, like black can play bishop f5, even he can go for bishop f5 instead of taking the bishop on b4. For example, if white saves the bishop, then simply castling, and now you can see white king doesn't have any good places. He is already in a skewer and losing the queen. And on bishop f5, if white plays king c1, then knight into b4. After knight into b4, black can win in various ways. Example, white goes for knight c3, black can play queen d4, king c1, queen e3, and after king b1, bishop f5, black has an excellent winning position here. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have enjoyed it, do press the thumbs up button and like the video, and do share the video with your friends, and subscribe to my channel to get the latest updates. Press the bell icon. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.